This is Twit.
Let's get to the blockchain. Most people, they think blockchain, they think Bitcoin. What does that have to do with an encyclopedia? But of course, blockchain, there's many uses for the blockchain. Give us like a little quick and dirty explanation of what blockchain is.
Right. A lot of people don't know what it means, so don't feel bad if you don't. I mean, I only had the roughest notions until about 3 months ago. But the blockchain is essentially a distributed database. You could think what it is it's a ledger, which is just as you would write down in a paper ledger, a list of entries. It is a list of publicly posted blocks of data that are connected by cryptographic references, one to the previous, to the previous, to the previous, which means the whole thing cannot be edited. All these things are important, by the way. It sounds very technical and so forth, but they all have deep ramifications. And because it's difficult to understand them individually, that's why people have a hard time understanding the whole. But you really have to study the individual components of the blockchain before you can really get it. But at any rate, because the blocks in the blockchain are all sort of connected together in an uneditable way, that means the jargon is immutable. It cannot be changed. And also, whether a block is added to the blockchain is determined based on a protocol which is shared by a whole bunch of different editors. They're actually called nodes. So these aren't people, actually. I shouldn't call them editors. A whole bunch of different nodes that decide whether it's going to be added. In the case of something like Bitcoin, it's all machine processable. Whether a new block can be added to the blockchain is determined by an algorithm that can be performed by any computer. And then the idea is, if you succeed in successfully putting a new block on the blockchain, you actually get a token or some portion of a token for doing that. Because the blockchain as a whole is actually a measure of value. When it comes to a blockchain encyclopedia, it's actually going to be a decision made by the token holders. So people who have earned tokens or who have purchased tokens, they will actually be deciding whether new blocks are going to be added. Now, the bar is going to be set very low for encyclopedia articles, because we want there to be multiple competing articles on different topics. And we don't want the important decisions about like which is the best and so forth to be decided at the blockchain level, right? And just to get back to the blockchain piece, I'm sort of getting into the encyclopedia piece. So the blockchain is actually replicated across all of the different nodes. So it might live on a server in New York City, and another one in Los Angeles, one in Tokyo, one in Sydney, one in New Delhi, and one in Tel Aviv, all around the world. And for this reason, it's practically impossible to stop the signal. It's decentralized. That's the other big buzzword.
And that's to prevent censorship in different countries, as Wikipedia is censored in some places.
Well, at least that's the part that we like about it. But it has ramifications, as long as we're talking about just blockchain in general. It has ramifications for how a new monetary system could be organized, right? There's no central bank. There's no need for a central bank, because it's literally decentralized across the entire world, and it can't be controlled. It's immutable, right? Mm-hmm. So The notion of putting content as opposed to a machine mineable financial instruments on the blockchain. The notion of putting content on the blockchain is something that's relatively new. I think the first, or one of the very first that started it just like, was it last year or the year before? Steemit.com, STEEMIT. They basically made a Medium competitor, what I would describe as a competitor for Medium, and they put that on the blockchain. And one of the guys who started that site has started another startup called Block.one, and they are the publishers of something called EOS, and this is absolutely revolutionary if it will work, and we think it will. It will actually put computer processing power on the blockchain. It will actually make computing power distributed, again, also across lots of different nodes and in a decentralized way. And the consequences are profound there. So what we are going to be doing, what we are in the process of doing, I should say, on Everipedia is to put Everipedia's content, which includes all the English language Wikipedia's content, on to an EOS blockchain. We are this close to releasing a white paper, but unlike virtually all new blockchain startups, we aren't just a nice idea with a white paper and a pre-sale and vaporware. It doesn't seem to be called vaporware so much anymore. I don't know why, but it sure exists in great profusion still, right? Especially in the blockchain space. But
well, yeah, blockchain is for sure a buzzword that I'm suspicious unless it's someone like you using the term.
We actually are. We actually have a product already, right? We already have a substantial traction. I don't want to cite numbers to you because I don't have them perfectly memorized. Sorry, guys, but it's impressive. Let's put it that way. And we're a top 1,000 website in the United States. So we are not going anywhere, and we're growing. And on top of this, we are building a blockchain, and I'm very excited about that.